Kanyamazane Township, Mpumalanga. Sibongile Mdluli is on her way to a family doctor. She and her baby Tenashe are here to get the results of their latest HIV test. On the outcome of these tests rests a 700,000 rand claim for damages against the Provincial Health Department. It's a landmark case which could determine whether pregnant women who are HIV positive get access to antiretroviral drugs in the future.
Okay, these results here are for you and baby Tenashe. Sibongile, I think we're going to start with your results.
Sibongile is 19 years old. She lives with her mother Veronica and a 7-month-old baby Tenashe. They were once well off. When her father left them, they were forced to rely on Sibongile's brothers and sisters to support them.
I'm Veronica. I'm the mother of this house. I'm a single parent. I've got this problem of Sibongile and Tenashe. Sibongile was raped when she was 14 years. And now she has a baby, Tenashe. It's very tough to be a woman.
Me and my friends and my cousins decided, no, it was hot, so decided we have to go and take a swim. And when we came back, the taxi that we were in was hijacked, and they took us to a certain place in Nelspruit, a house. So we were raped there, and after some couple of days, the girls told my mother that one of the guys was HIV positive and they should take this for. So my family got the result and they kept quiet for about a year about it. And Dr. Mkunu told them, no, they have to tell me about it. So that's when they told me that I was HIV positive.
Sibongile is now in a relationship with Nhlanhla, Tenashe's father. He too is HIV positive.
I found out this year, January, this year, that I was pregnant. And I was excited. But someone advises me to go for termination. But in fact, it was too late. While I was in Roferero, my mother told one of the doctors that I was HIV positive, and if there's anything they can do about the baby, because she was concerned about the unborn baby. And the doctor said there's nothing they can do about it. So I don't think that is help. That is help. I found out recently that there is something like Nivirapine, and the nurse should have told me about it, and give it to me or prescribe it to me so I can go and buy it.
I said, but why? Why the health authorities are doing this to the people? There are so many children out, babies out there. We're supposed to live. But now they are going to die because they don't want to give them the tablets. And it was worse when I found out that that tablet cost only 30 rand. I said, Tenashe is going to die just for 30 rand only.
I was furious, angry. But I wasn't angry at the nurses because they were doing their job. So I was angry at the MC of health because the nurses take orders from the MC. So if the MC says no Nivirapine, they have to stick with no Nivirapine.
If this has not happened, Tenashe will be like this, you see, will be healthy. But because of this, That's why I was always angry. Because it's very tough to live with people who are HIV. Even if it's good time, you laugh at that moment, but the next thing you say, but why this happened to them? Oh,
5 years after she was raped, Sibongile finally had a day in court to face a rapist. They were acquitted.
When we went to court, we met Alex. He works for GRIP, and he talked to us, and he took us to the office, and we explained everything to Figile, and I told her that I was HIV positive, but she did some more tests, and I told her that I have a child, and after a month, she came to my house, and she did the test for Tenashe, and they came positive. I kind of expected that because I knew that I was HIV, and there was a chance that my baby would be HIV. But I had that little hope that she's not.
GRIP is a rape crisis NGO. It operates care rooms in local hospitals where rape survivors are counseled and examined. It also provides antiretroviral drugs to prevent HIV infection. GRIP did not exist when Sibongile was raped. After the rape trial, they put her in touch with their lawyer, Richard Spoor.
We have no doubt at all that the provincial government's policies, as they presently stand, are unlawful. We think that they're guilty of a murderous assault on women and children.
Richard Spoor is a human rights lawyer. He suggested that Sibongile sue the health department in Mpumalanga for damages. On the 18th of October this year, Sibongile announced her intention to sue the MEC for Health, Sibongile Manana. On behalf of baby Tenashe, she was claiming 700,000 rand damages. Her lawyer argued that nothing was done by health workers to prevent Tenashe's HIV infection.
Money and medical care will not keep Tenashe alive long enough to pass a matric, to get married and do all the things that healthy girls or women dream of. For her, they will be just dreams.
Baby Tenashe is one of many children in Mpumalanga and elsewhere around the country who are being robbed of a life because of the failure on the part of the government to provide 30 rands worth of medication. Tenashe is the first of many children I hope will seek to hold the government, the authorities responsible.
GRIP is also embroiled in legal battles with the Department of Health. In October last year, the NGO was served with an eviction notice to vacate its care rooms at state hospitals. Doctors who support GRIP have been charged with gross misconduct. Some have been suspended. GRIP is fighting the eviction process and continues to supply antiretrovirals to rape survivors, defying a ban by the MEC.
I must indicate from the onset that these people, they are chased away from the hospital because from the onset, they were not given any permission to be there. They were there illegally. They were squattering inside Rob Ferrara Hospital.
Barbara Kenyon, an Nelspruit housewife, is founder and CEO of GRIP.
The controversy started when the health department found out that we were offering antiretroviral treatment to rape survivors. This is not illegal, and that's why we are still at a loss to find out why. Antiretroviral drugs for rape survivors is banned. Obviously, if a doctor or a nurse has a needle stick injury, they need to take the antiretroviral treatment, and that is kept in the hospitals. But I can't see the difference between a doctor's body and a child who's been raped's body. the drug works the same. I've this year seen 10 children die of HIV through being raped, and all because they could not access a drug that can save their lives. To see their little bodies when I go to their funerals in these little coffins, it's just, I just find it very, very hard ever to be able to live with myself and not do what I'm doing. And to work with the children in the hospital like Pindy, when she never, ever, ever complained. And I just saw the agony that she went through. I was with her the day she died. And they're scared. They know they're going to die. And it's just not right not to do it and not to help them and not to save these children.
David Patient is a well-known AIDS activist who lives in Nelspruit.
My name's David Patient. I'm a person who's lived with HIV infection since 1983. I was part of the original 1,800 people that were living in America at the time that went on the drug trials, and I made an educated decision. I saw what it was doing to my body. I started studying the drugs. I started studying HIV and knowing how the two would or would not interact. Living with the side effects of the drugs, I made a conscious choice to remove myself from the program. What I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, and I can only speak from my own personal perspective, is that there's an issue that has become a personal vendetta, the issue of do we allow antiretroviral therapy for mother-to-child transmission, number 1, and number 2, for people who have survived rape. And it has become a contentious issue in as much as the Minister of Health in our region here will not sway in looking at reality, what is actually going on here, versus personal opinion and party line. And I think what has happened is it's turned into this instant bitching match between two incredibly powerful women. And it's as a result of it, I know that people are suffering. They are becoming HIV infected when we can actually prevent that from happening. They need to work this issue through, because in the meantime, it is the constituents who are suffering as a result of it. Barbara's being persecuted, the doctors are being persecuted, RIP's being persecuted, and all the MEC is doing is hiding behind a party line and the political call of the day, and it's not appropriate.
Oh, against me personally, she's called me voter Besson, killing poor black women and children by offering them the alternative, the antiretroviral. Another thing is that we're undermining the government.
To stand up and make a statement like RIP is trying to kill poor, defenseless, disempowered, unintelligent black women is stupid. It's a ridiculous statement. Meanwhile, I can charge the MEC here with essentially culpable homicide, if not manslaughter. I can accuse the government of exactly the same thing. We are building our future on the bodies of children and rape survivors. If Mpumalanga managed its resources, we have the resources, all right? It's not like we don't have the money, and if you've got any doubt about that, just simply go look at the African Vatican that we've built here for all our MECs and the MPs and our local parliament building. When you look at the fact that there was 600 million rand in overruns, cost overruns, why? Because most of the stuff was imported from overseas, but that's another whole story as well. If we managed our affairs correctly, if we actively sought partnerships, why can't the government and GRIP form a partnership with each other? They are providing a valuable service. Government has the economic resources and a lot of the infrastructure to support somebody like Barbara.
Sibongile Manana, the MEC for Health, refused to respond to the many allegations about her. We were told that the department would not comment on its battles with GRIP or on Sibongile's case. Both matters are sub judice. We were also refused permission to film at State Hospital. Eventually, we were granted an interview with the health department.
I think people must unpack that inaccessibility. What do they mean? I can tell you that the MEC is giving media interviews every day. Unfortunately, today is not available. But she's giving interviews to all media, irrespective of whether print or electronic or what. And she's always on an outreach program where she interacts with the public. And she interacts with the public every time.
For the Department of Health in Mpumalanga, what I can say is that we are aligned with National, and we are currently not providing any antiretrovirals as treatment in the whole of the Republic because of various factors, such as we are not sure of the toxicity of the drug. We are currently not sure of what the long-term cost effects are going to be, and especially that we cannot get these drugs at a cheaper rate. And that is our stance. We have the Nivirapine that has been registered for tests in the pilot sites. There are 18 in the country. And I can't, really say that we are murdering people. Because if we're saying that of the province, we should be saying it nationally.
Sibongile is now a field worker for GRIP. This means walking long distances to find rape survivors, who often do not have telephones. Once she finds them, she must counsel and test them for HIV if necessary. GRIP field workers use the quick finger prick test, which tests for antibodies to the HIV virus and gives a result in minutes. It was this test which gave a positive result for baby Tenashe. After announcing the damages claim against the MEC, Richard Spoor sent Sibongile and Tenashe to a virologist for a second test to prove conclusively that Tenashe was infected. With the damages case hanging in the balance, the results of the test were faxed to Sibongile's family doctor. Accompanied by special assignment, Sibongile took Tenashe to get the results.
The particular test, the PCR which was done on you, came back, as you can see for yourself, came back positive. The same test was done for baby Tenashe. And to my surprise and to everybody's delight, for Tenashe, it came back negative.
But how are they negative?
How are they negative? You mean as compared to your previous results? The previous results, it was a test called the ELISA test. Now, the ELISA test only picks up the antibodies for the HIV. Now, the same antibodies which you had in your body whilst you were carrying her were obviously passed through to her. Unfortunately, that particular test was not supposed to have been actually done on baby Tenashe because she's a baby.
So how long will it take? Will it stay negative or will it change for?
Right now, as she sits there in front of you, in front of me, she's negative. She's HIV negative. Okay, so you can rest assured that all the tests and the most expensive tests that were done do indicate a negative status for the baby. In this particular case where a wrong test was done, it can happen, and it does happen, where mistakes are made like that. It's unfortunate, it happened to have been made by GRIP, but you must look at the other side, what GRIP is actually contributing to the community and to the people of South Africa.
I don't know. It's like something new to me. I was expecting her to, the doctor told me that she won't even live her teenage life. It's like, I don't know. I'm not very happy with her because I know that she's going to have a future now.
We weren't in the situation we were in South Africa with the levels of rape that we have, with the mother-to-child transmission, with the fact that there are so few options available to a mother who's HIV positive or a soon-to-be mother. If we didn't have all of those endemic problems, we wouldn't have the situation where we're facing lawsuits against government and blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Richard Spoor, I don't exactly know what happened there. I can't speak on his behalf. I don't know how that was overlooked, that error. But his whole contribution to the case at large has been remarkable. And here's a man who has dedicated his whole part of this year to the Tenashe, to the baby Tenashe cause.
The victims are the victims of this government's murderous policies. Those are the victims. And I'm not bloody shy to stand up for those victims. And the very suggestion that I'm contributing to make the position worse, well, you decide.
Let us step back and say, okay, what can we learn about this as an organization like GRIP? What can the attorney learn? What can the government learn? What can the MEC for Health learn? We can all learn a lesson from this. I go back to that same thing about people's need to be right is much greater than their need to be effective. And people right now, this whole thing is about being right, being right, being right.
We are looking at other cases, other mothers in other clinics in other areas who find themselves in the same position that Tenashe and her, Sibongile and her baby found herself in. There are large numbers of these children. Practices haven't changed to stop the situation that we're also trying to address. So we will be continuing with these claims. And we're hoping that lawyers in other areas will also follow suit.
Mpumalanga is in dire need of better healthcare service. That's for sure. You know, I see people. You see, I'm a private practitioner, and people come here, and they are sick and they are dying, and I see them every day. So I know what I'm talking about. I have a lot of insight in terms of HIV and AIDS-related illnesses. And for somebody out there in government who is far away, for them to sit there and not give this a priority, it's very disconcerting to myself, to the community at large. You know, ask the people. Go to the clinics, go see for themselves. It's a sorry sight.
The case was not for Tenashe. It was for the whole Mpumalanga, all the pregnant women, and the unborn baby who needs to be protected by the health authorities. So I was very pleased when I Spore phoned me last Saturday. He told me that Tenashe has made the change because at Shongwa Hospital they had started to give the Nivirapine to the pregnant women.
Shongwe Hospital is one of 18 pilot sites in South Africa. Here, pregnant women infected with HIV can take Nivirapine. International studies have shown it reduces mother-to-child HIV transmission by half.
One message to the young mothers out there that they have to be strong, they have to believe in themselves, they have to take their baby's needs first before their others. So that's it.
Finally, after months of uncertainty, the entire family celebrated the good news with a party for Tenashe.
Happy good news to you. 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 Happy good news to you.